So just looking at the title, you'd probably assume that this video is about me getting recognized by a subscriber. And I really wish it was, because that would have actually been cool. And this was just weird. This story starts a lot like many of my stories with my job. If you don't already know, I don't really have a conventional job. I do DoorDash. That's how I support myself. That's how I pay my rent. So I was doing a pretty normal DoorDash order. It wasn't an outstanding one. It wasn't a terrible one. It was just a normal order. This order takes me to this pizza place that I always end up waiting like 15 minutes in the lobby for after I get there. When I got to the lobby of this restaurant, there were already like 8 people waiting in line for their food. Freak mode. What so I already knew that this order was gonna take forever. It gets to a point where I'm starting to see new people come in and they're getting their orders before me, so I'm starting to just consider canceling the order. I guess I started to look pretty miserable because the workers started coming up to me and being like, hey, like 5 minutes, 2 minutes, even though it was gonna take longer than that. They offered me like a free slice of buffalo chicken pizza. But after me waiting for like 10 minutes, this lady walks in with her daughter, and I only noted it because I was sitting on the only bench in the lobby. And I stood up and asked if she wanted to just sit there with her daughter, and she denied. She very adamantly said no and just ended up sitting on the windowsill with her daughter. And you know, I'm fine with that, you know what I'm saying? My legs are tired. And I just kept waiting there for a while for the food. And the entire time, this lady just kept looking at me. She was staring me down, and I was just like, face buried in my phone, just trying to pretend like I couldn't see her. And after like 2 minutes of her staring me down, she tries to get my attention, and I look over and she just says, Julian? And I didn't know what to do. I was like, yeah. She was like, how have you been? And I was like, good. I don't know if she was like a family friend and I just didn't recognize her because I very much skip out on those events. But the lady goes on to explain to me how I knew her, and I did know her. She was one of my 3rd or 4th grade teachers, and I have no earthly idea how she recognized me. I do not look like what I looked like back then. Back then I was a skinny little kid with a buzz cut and I was like 3 feet tall, and now I'm a ginormous man with a man bun. I've heard stories and I've seen online like kindergarten teachers who recognize their kindergarten students when they're like in their 20s, and I don't know. It's a real observable thing, but I've never had it happen to me, and I didn't think I'd ever have it happen to me, especially because of how different I look now. But that's not the end of the story. It's not just, oh, my teacher recognized me. No, it gets weird. So after I kind of get my memory jogged a little bit, we start catching up. She's not like the oldest teacher in the world. She was like around my age when she taught me. She must have got a job right out of college. But we're just sort of asking how things have been for the past, what, like 15 years? I don't remember how old you are in 3rd and 4th grade. And, you know, she's asking me how things are going, and I'm, you know, not in the best of places. I'm sitting there with a DoorDash bag, so it's pretty obvious what I'm doing. I told her I just finished college, and she seemed pretty happy about that. I wasn't giving her a whole lot of details about my life because I just felt bad that I wasn't like insanely successful at everything. I feel like if she had these interactions with other former students of hers, they'd say something along the lines of they're insanely successful. But she started telling me about her life and how things have been, and apparently they've been very good, and especially the past couple years. The kid that she had was a toddler, like 2, 3, 4 years old. I don't know, I'm not good with ages. So she recently had a kid, and that's a great thing. And she told me she was a fiance, and that's pretty cool. She got proposed to, she's getting married, that's awesome. For whatever reason, she insisted on showing me her engagement photos. I guess her engagement was like this insanely cute, you know, awesome thing. It seemed like they were like on a cruise or something, or maybe like at the Bahamas. And she's showing me her engagement photos, and you know, I'm smiling. It's a cool thing. It's awesome that she's getting married. And I look a little closer. I know the guy that she's getting married to. I went to school with him. He's only like a grade or 2 above me. I've actually told stories with him in it on this channel. This dude is a year or 2 older than me and is dating his former teacher. And not like a high school teacher or a college professor. He's dating his former 3rd or 4th grade teacher. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this can't be him. Like, I'm probably mistaking him. But she's showing me the pictures on Facebook, and I see his name tagged in there. Let me rephrase what I just said from the other perspective. This lady is dating someone that she taught. Let me rephrase it again. She's engaged to a former 3rd or 4th grade student of hers. I'm not alone in thinking that's weird, right? Like, that's weird. Like, I really know this kid. Like, when she was teaching him, he didn't know how to wipe his own ass. So she's showing me these pictures, and you know, I'm, you know, it's great, yeah. But in the back of my mind, I can't stop thinking about this. Like, how did this go down? Like, I give her the benefit of the doubt and assume she wasn't like a predator in elementary school, but even still, man, like, that's weird. I'm assuming it went down similar to how this whole thing went down. Like, she probably recognized them at some public place and they headed off. Now they have a child together and they're engaged. I don't know. She kept trying to talk to me, and after looking at those pictures, I could not believe it. And as soon as my name was called, I was out of there. I didn't want to sit there and think about it any longer than I had to. I know this kid so well, dude. I think my brother's like Facebook friends with him or something. He must be a very charming young man because I have no clue what they have in common. I know he dropped out of high school, so I don't know if he's the one that's paying for Bahamas trips or if he proposed to her on a trip that she paid for. I'm not tweaking, right? Like, that's a weird scenario. Dating a student you taught in 3rd grade. Like, I almost want to reach out to bro and just ask how that all went down. Hey, I mean, she looks great for her age, so I guess, like, hats off for that. Do you think he ever accidentally called her by her teacher name, like Miss So-and-so? I don't know, maybe I'm weird, but no, it's definitely her.